What's up, YouTube? I'm back again. Real quick, before we get started on this discussion, I'd like to apologize that there was not an upload yesterday, and that there probably will not be one today in the Let's Suck Resident Evil 4 Let's Play. I messed up the audio. It wasn't recording while I did so. Luckily, I made a note on my phone earlier because I kept forgetting to make a separate save file, which I wanted to do every single time I saved. That I could at least. That way, if anything happened, I could always go back to the previous save. If for some reason I lost the footage or whatever, or in this case the audio got messed up or was non-existent rather. So I'm gonna have to redo that whole 45-minute binge there. But anyway, on to the real topic of discussion. So I'm a huge fan of Cyber Dragons. I've been playing Cyber Dragon since it first came out. I've always played Cyber Dragons. It's one of my favorite archetypes. I really love machine archetypes in general, ABC, Despots, etc. And Cyber Dragons, Konami's been very nice to them. Most of the cards that they've released have really helped them. Fortress helped them. Infinity helped them. The most recent Chimera tech that came out in the legendary decks helped them. The legendary decks in general were great for them, re-releasing all those cards that you can only get from the structure deck way back when, and in higher rarities too in some cases. But I guess we should start with the good regarding this card. Cyber Dragon Sager, that I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. That's what I'm going to call it for now. It's a Link to Light Machine with 2100 attack. I really like the artwork. I think that the blue and silver mesh is really nice. That's where the good stuff ends, unfortunately. I'm apathetic towards the name. I don't like it. I don't dislike it. It's whatever. It's not totally awesome. I have a thing for punny Yu-Gi-Oh names, as well as alliteration in Yu-Gi-Oh names. So it doesn't really do much for me in terms of the name. And then Link materials, 2 machine monsters, including Cyber Dragon. So not generic, requires Cyber Dragon or a card treated as Cyber Dragon. Well, actually, there's one other good thing. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while it is face up or in the graveyard. That's good. It doesn't really matter at all for the most part, because the only reason this would ever matter would be if you used it to make Twin, which, why would you make Twin? Really, why? Why would you make Twin over Rampage? I don't understand. But, or if you were using it to make Fortress, but why would you use it to make Fortress when you used a Cyber Dragon to make this? You could have just used the Cyber Dragon to make the Fortress instead of making this. Why would you make this and then the Fortress? What kind of logic is that? So basically it doesn't matter at all. Because you might even say, oh, but Cyber Repair Plant, it can have You have a Cyber Dragon in the grave. Yeah, but you had to use Cyber Dragon to make it, so there's already a Cyber Dragon in the grave. Like, I. You can revive it with Nova? You can revive it with Nova. That's pretty good. Um, Actually, that's really the best use of this thing is you just go into this as, I guess, midway piece, and then you off it to the grave to make like something else. I'd say Saruja, but then you won't get the 4 effect for Saruja, so you don't want to do that. I guess if you're making Decode Talker, but why would you make the Link 3 that is Decode Talker when you could have just made Gleefort Genius? Um, I don't understand. You have to jump through so many hoops and overextend so hard to make this worth it. You really do. Um, so then, let's move on to the part 2 effect. During the battle phase, if this card has not yet declared an attack, quick effect, you can target one machine monster you control with 2100 or more attack. That monster gains 2100 attack and defense. Also, neither player takes battle damage from battles involving this card. These changes last for the rest of the turn. And this is a hard once per turn. I'm just going to say this. The last thing Cyber Dragons need help with is OTKing. I don't have much to go on with Cyber Dragons in terms of, like, I've never topped any events or anything. But I'll say this, I won my locals every single solitary week with Cyber Dragons from the start of April 2016 all the way until the middle of October of 2016, at which point I switched over to ABCs and continued to win every single local from then onward until the end of February slash it was the first week of March of 2017 that I finally lost. So I went 11 months every single solitary week winning my locals, and most of that was with Cyber Dragons. Like 3/4 of that was with Cyber Dragons. Or is it half? I don't know. But, they don't need help OTKing. You have so many OTK tools that's not really what you need. The real thing that they need is help with maintaining card advantage, because you have to overextend so hard to do anything in this deck. Everything in this deck is neg. Every action that you take pretty much is neg. Now there are ways around this, like Inferno, Reckless Summon, and Machine Dupe, because for example in my current build it's a really heavy spam build that I made the deck with like a geometric calculator. It has like an 85% chance of opening Infinity, Gleefort Genius, Proxy Dragon, and a Crystal Wing. The problem is living through hand traps a lot of the time, right? It doesn't have any problem breaking boards by any means, because you can attack over every goddamn thing in the entire game, and you get, so much damage in already. Even without something like Power Bond or Limit Removal, neither of which I'm running in my current deck, I can easily, but like if I'm overextending, which you have to do to make this, I can easily put like 1400 on the board. Or the 14,000 damage on the board. 1400, yeah. Normal Summon Celtic Guardian in attack position. But I just don't see in what scenario you make this over Gleefort Genius, because even its link arrows are janky. left and bottom, right? Yeah, left and bottom. So, like, you're not even getting any extra link zones by making this thing in the large majority of cases. Because you're not going to make it before you make Cleave Genius. You're just not going to. Because Cleave Genius gives you a negate, and can let you do whatever you want. Like, one of my favorite things that you can do is you can make Baguska with a Cleave Genius, and you just keep negating the Baguska on your turn, and they have to play through Baguska every turn, and you don't. Like, it's beautiful. Um, so yeah, like, we already have a Cyber Dragon Link monster. His name is Cleave Genius, and it is superior in every single way and functionality to this card. It nets you advantage by searching things out. It negates things every single turn to secure your OTKs, which you also have trouble doing. And honestly, I'd rather make Proxy Dragon to get the 2 extra link zones than make this in every case. And Proxy Dragon's generic. I don't need to waste a Cyber Dragon name to make this. To make it. But yeah, that's my those are my thoughts on Cyber Dragon Seeker. I know some of my friends who are subscribed wanted to know how I felt about the new Cyber Dragon monster, and in short, I wouldn't run it. Maybe someone else will come up with something, and I'm sure I'll try to run it. I'm sure I'll get it just to get it, but the extra deck in Cyber Dragons is one of the tightest extra decks that I've ever played. Because you have to run, you're running like Durandal and Pleiades and 2 Novas and 2 Infinities, and that's already 6 of your slots. And then you're running the Fortress, the new Chimera Tech, you're running the Rampage, and then you're running Seraphonite, and then you've got to run the 2 Cleave Geniuses, the Proxy Dragon, and then like there's 2 spots left over, and you want the Baguska for when you can make it, and you want the Saruja for when you can make it. Like, I'd play Abyss Dweller over this, because at least Abyss Dweller can outright just steal games. Just, if I know I'm going up against Burning Abyss, just make Abyss Dweller. Don't even make anything else. Just make Abyss Dweller and go, okay, pass. Have fun. Like, you lost 2 turns. Yeah. So, yeah, and just run Cleave Genius.